This week's preset of the week is actually a comparison or a shootout, what have you, of two of the most iconic amps in the rock world. The Plexi 50 watt and the Plexi 100 watt. Now most of us have heard these amps many times over the past 50 or 60 years, and I would imagine some of you guys that own them are getting a little bit deaf now. I mean, those amps have great tone, but man are those beasts loud. Let's take a brief look at the history of these two classics. First things first, Marshall never sold an amp called the Plexi. According to Marshall archivist Phil Wells, the term Plexi refers to the plexiglass or acrylic plastic panels that were used during the 1960s, although Marshall did carry on using them up until the early 70s. They switched to aluminum panels in the late 60s, but continued using the remaining stock of plexiglass panels until 1973. The JTM 45 was Marshall's first amp, which came out in 1962. That soon led to the 1987, a 50 watt model, and the 1959 Super Lead, a 100 watt model. I'm pretty sure that they both came out in 1965. They were loud, much louder than other amps from that time period. They were in production until 1981 when they were replaced with the JCM 800 series. The 1959 Super Lead was used by everyone from Jimi Hendrix, to Eddie Van Halen, to Angus Young, to Jimmy Page, Kiss, Randy Rhoads, Slash, Ritchie Blackmore, Eric Clapton, the list goes on for days. Duane Allman used various Plexi 50 watt amps, and Dickie Betts used the Plexi 100 watt. You can definitely hear the differences on the Allman Brothers at Fillmore East double album set that came out in 1971. Duane's tone is more distorted and in your face, while Dickie's is cleaner at times and a bit sweeter, for lack of a better term. The terms used to describe these amps can be a bit contradictory. 100 watt may be more girth in the tone, and 50 watt more sweet. 50 watt is easier to lug around if that's worth anything. I've always preferred the 100 watters, more oomph. I love my 50 watt and 100 watt equally, but if I had to choose one, it would be the 50 watt. 100 watter, no contest for me. Bigger bottom, bigger top, punchier, stronger mids, and 4 tubes produce much better harmonics in my opinion. 50 watts are too nasally for me, 100s all the way. It's a matter of personal taste. I like 100 watts better because the sound is bigger and cleaner, even at low volume. I don't like 50 watts breaking up so early. 100 watts is cleaner in a different way. Preamp gain is the same, the 50 watt power section falls apart quicker. My vote is always for the 100 watter. Bigger, tighter bass, better headroom. If running through the same cab, there is little difference in volume, as both amps are just stupid loud in stock form. Yeah, that last one is very true. Neither model has a master volume control, so you have to crank them to get distortion. Have you ever been in a room with a cranked 100 watt Marshall? Ouch! We're going to be using the FM9 with factory presets 008 and 009. Let's take a look at them, starting with preset 008, Plexi 50 watt. Besides the in and out blocks, this preset uses 12 blocks, but we're mostly concerned with the amp and cab blocks. The amp block is using all 4 channels. Channel A is using the Plexi 50 watt 6550, which means that this model uses 6550 power tubes. Let's go to the power tube section. 6550 Svetlana power tube type. Channel B is using the Plexi 50 watt high 1. Channel C is using the Plexi 50 watt high 2. And Channel D is using the 1987 X treble. These 3 all use EL34 power tubes. The cab block is using a 4x12 Brit 70s greenback cab mic'd with a Shure KSM313 ribbon mic and a Shure SM57 dynamic mic. Now let's look at preset 009 Plexi 100 watt. Again, it uses 12 blocks besides the in and the out blocks, but we're only going to look at the amp and cab blocks. The amp block again is using all 4 channels. Channel A is using the Plexi 100 watt high. Channel B is using the Plexi 100 watt jumped. Channel C is using the Plexi 100 watt 1970. And Channel D is using the 1959 SLP treble. The cab block is using a 4x12 Fractal V30 mic'd with an Audio-Technica 4047 condenser mic. Well, let's try them out and see if we can hear the difference. I bounce back and forth between the 50 watt and the 100 watt Plexi models. I love the snarl of the 50 watt, but boy do I love that big fat tone of the 100 watt. Drop me a line in the comments and let me know which one you prefer. Now this Friday we are going to have part 18 of the Fractal for Beginners series. We are going to take a look at how to set up an external switch on the FM3. Now you do not want to miss that, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right guys, I will see you on Friday.